So in C4.5 algorithm, we say we have classes C1, C2 up to Ck, and there are three possibilities. The T contains one or more samples and they belongs to class Cj. That means a leaf will contain every Cj, that's it. So if I show you this diagram, so that means in the middle one we have this situation where the second data is only yes, 31 to 40 means the card is essentially, if the person is 31 to 40, he must be issued the card. T contains no samples. Probably it is possible that you split the data and thus branch, one of the branch, for example, if the age is more than 60, there is no sample observations, because if the age is 60 and above, the banks won't issue card to a person. And then we have, like, if you have data in every branch, in any branch, then we have to further proceed with the splitting process. Attribute selection in ID3 and C4.5 algorithms are based on minimizing an information entropy. Basically, we saw that what is the overall entropy in the system, and for disorder entropy, which is reciprocal of the efficiency. You know, if you go to the doctor, you don't say that please check my whole body. You will say, I have this problem, medical problem, please give me medicine for this problem only. So that means you explain entropy to your doctor, and he just give you medicine or treatment for that specific thing. Similarly, in this model, we calculate the entropy of the system, whole system. That the system in this case will be your database we defined by T. So we say T is the database or system that we want to calculate entropy. What is information entropy? Information entropy is a term, is a formula, used in the signal processing, and it is coming from information theory, from mathematics. We want to see that, for example, if we have multiple variables, we want to only include that variable that have a least so that has the most impact on the overall entropy, or we want to see that, okay, in other words, information gain is a better term. So we want to see which variable gives the best benefits if we use it. So for example, if I see here why the age is used in the first layer and student and credit rating in the second layer, because age is the most important variable or feature or attribute when we do credit card or some support card classification. So and then the model also try to select that variable in the parent node that can do best separation between the different data sets. For example, age less than 30, more than 30, 31 to 40, and above 40, it is the best variable which have the most discrimination between three portions. So that's why we use that one. Basically, information entropy is a heuristic as well. Information mean heuristic, and you will find it's very simple to apply a C4.5 algorithm manually and on machine, on computer. So but there are few things. You should have sufficient data. If we apply C4.5 on a small data set, that means we will not get any good results using this. If you have 30-40 sample observation and you try to apply C4.5 on a 4 or 5 class data, like t-shirt size, very small, medium, large, very large, so that means 40-50 samples and 5 classes, then means you have only 10 observations per class. It is not a suitable approach for a small data set. For a small data set, then you have to go back to linear regression or simple functions. You should have a good attribute value descriptions. You should understand what is mean by each variable. You should know that if you are splitting a numerical variables into categories, what they are explaining. If you don't understand these values, that means you will end up in a decision tree 4.5, C4.5, which you cannot explain to your boss or to your company. Predefined discrete classes, we assume that we already know what are the discrete output classes. Um, for example, good product or bad product, or good marketing strategy or bad marketing strategy. Sorry. So these are logical models. Basically, we are splitting if the data based on some formula like information gain, information entropy, or chi-square test. We are doing if then else type modeling. Now I want to explain you the example where, yeah, this is an example. For example, attribute 1 more than 5 if true, and attribute 2 equals black if true, then class 1, otherwise class 2. So you see, if this then that else that, and we can do a classification. So it's taken from some book figure 7.3. Initially, T contains samples that belong to a mixture of classes. For example, class 1 and class 2. Suppose T contains two classes, so samples are from C1 and C2. Then we split the data into non-overlapping subsets. If you remember the previous example, it was showing that we have less than 30 years age, 31 to 40, 40 more than 40. So they are not overlapping. All the points in one class, in one split of this, will not appear in the other classes. Less than 30 and 31 to 40, they are not overlapping, and more than 40 is not overlapping with the rest too. So that means we must have non-overlapping classes, and these subsets, like less than 30, how many samples, 31 to 40 age, how many samples are here, greater than 40 age, how many samples are here. So basically we split the data into multiple classes, and these splitted data are called, subset data is called T1, T2 and so on. Suppose we have the task of selecting a possible test with n outcomes. N outcomes means we have that partition is set into training samples. Suppose we split the data into T1, T2 up to Tn. The only information available for guidance is the description of the class T, classes in T and its subset Ti. So basically when we do C4.5, we see how many samples S belongs to class Ci. For example, if you have 20 samples, out of 20 samples, suppose 8 belongs to class 1 and 12 belongs to class 2. So we can say how many samples are here. Suppose 20 samples. How many samples belongs to class 1? Suppose 8 samples. How many samples belongs to class 2? Suppose 12 samples. So we can do this. Sorry. The original ID3 algorithm used a criteria called gain to select the attribute to be tested, which is based on the information theory concept entropy. So basically it is coming from signal processing. The following relation gives the computation of the entropy of the set. So this is signal energy, so bits are the units, so bits. For the whole sample, we calculate the information contained by that sample. Sample means that whole T. T means your table or data frame or database. Basically, it is considering how many samples belong to class 1 from the how many samples belong to class 2 divided by sample size times log 2. You know, log 2 means it's bits, signals, and therefore this term times log of this term, same thing. The expected information requirement can be found as a weighted sum of this. So basically this is the information contained in your data, overall data, and the gain is the value which you want to know. If the gain is large, that means you have the variable of the variable which is, for example, if you have 3 variables, the variable which is showing the highest gain, that will be selected as the main variable to split the data into further classes. I want to explain you the example because that will easily understandable, and then you can understand this wording. Yes. There's a lot of theory. In place of theory, if you solve this thing first and then go back, then you will understand it more clearly. I am hiding this column. Suppose we have attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute 3, and this is output class. In this you can see how many belongs to class 1, blue color. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 samples belong to class 1, and 1 2 3 4 5 samples belongs to class 2. So 9 plus 5, in total we have 14 samples. 9 samples belong to class 1, 5 samples belongs to class 2. Entropy for the whole data will be 9. This is the frequency 9 for class 1 out of 14. Log 2 9 over 14. You remember that here it is the frequency of C1 and this is the frequency of C2. 9 over 14 log 2 9 over 14 minus 5 over 14 log 2 5 over 14. You need calculator to solve or program to solve this. It will give you 0.94 bits. After using attribute 1, suppose we basically in the decision tree you have to try one by one, attribute 1, then attribute 2, then attribute 3, and in this tournament we will see which one is the winner, and that winner will be the top node, and the data will split based on that top node. After suppose we use attribute 1, if I go to attribute 1, how many different categories are here? We have A, we have B, we have C. So basically attribute 1 have 3 categories, and if it is A 1 2 3 4 5, B 1 2 3 4, C 1 2 3 4 5. If I go down, A is 5, B is 4, C is 5. Number of samples in A, B and C. But if I just consider A and if I consider class 1, how many values of attribute 1 equals A belongs to class 1? How many values of attribute 1 value equals to A belongs to class 2? So you can see here class 1 A comma class 1 is 2, and A attribute 1 equals to A comma that is in class 2 is 3. So we can see here there are total 5 samples in attribute 1 equals A, out of which 2 belongs to class 1 and 3 out of 5 belongs to class 2. So outside we have the number of A divided by total samples, and in the bracket we have 2 from class 1 and 3 from class 2. So first line of this after this equals sign, the first line is for A, second line is for B, and third line is for C. For B, if you see all are blue means they are belonging to, just for coloring is just for easy, making it easy, class 1, they are all belongs to class 1. So if they are all belongs to class 1, there is no class 2 when attribute 1 equals B. 4 out of 14, all of the 4 out of 4 belongs to class 1, 0 out of 4 belongs to class 2. And similarly if I proceed with C, so we have 5 values here, and we have 5 results, 2 of which are class 2, 3 of which are class 1. So it is 3 out of 5 belongs to class 1 and 2 out of 5 belongs to class 2. So this is the information contained when T1 is used is 6.694 bits. Higher the value, higher the gain. So the lower the value is higher the gain. So this is total information or knowledge contained in the whole data set, and this is the entropy. So this gives us the gain value. The higher the gain value, the higher the chances for that variable to be the parent, to be at the parent node. So it is simply just you have to count and see how many belongs to in each of this category. Next we skip attribute 2. Now we go to attribute 3. How many true? There are two cases, true and false. How many true belongs to class 1? How many true belongs to class 2? So 1 2 3 4 5 6, 6 are true, that means 8 are false. If I go down, 6 are true, 8 are false. Out of 6 true, if I go here, true blue color, true blue color, true blue color. So 3 out of the 6 true are belonging to class 1, and the remaining 3 which are true are belonging to class 2. So based on this counting technique, this is just not counting, it's just counting of the observations in each subcategory, we can see the information contained in the x2, and it is called x2, but basically it is the feature or attribute 3, but we're calling it x2, second split. You see the information, the entropy is very high and the gain value is 0.048. So that means this variable has not much information. It is not very gainful, or it is not very useful to use this variable as the parent node. So we will not go with this. Okay, next video maybe.